Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health. You know, there's something that nobody talks about, and everybody needs to know. That is the relationship between nutrition and overall health. My colleague, Dr. Joel Wallach, from 1972 to 1981, more or less, was in charge of a $25 million federally funded project, the result of which was to rewrite, actually for the first time to write, a research tome outlining the necessity of medical nutrition, outlining the direct implications between lack of nutrition and disease. This book was a groundbreaking testament to medical nutrition. A groundbreaking testament to medical nutrition. And medical nutrition, according to Linus Pauling and all of my colleagues, is the fundamental overlooked factor in your health. You don't get sick because you're getting older. You don't get sick because you have a bad gene. You get sick because your body has lost the nutrients it needs to stay healthy. Period. Linus Pauling said you can trace the genesis of every disease to mineral deficiencies. Period. You run out of calcium and magnesium, you get high blood pressure, you get low back pain, you get an arthritic problem. You run out of copper, you get hemorrhoids, varicose veins, or aortic aneurysms. You run out of vanadium and chromium, you get blood sugar abnormalities, type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, syndrome X, insulin resistance syndrome, whatever you want to call it. You run out of multiple nutrients, you develop uncontrolled food cravings and become obese. How do we know these things? Because we are the smartest physicians in town. This is not your grandfather's Geritol. This is science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, and interestingly enough, we offer it up for the masses. You need to educate yourself, ladies and gentlemen, about what you can do right now to support your body's built-in, God-given ability to fix itself, because your medical doctor does not believe in that supposition. Your medical doctor, being trained in reductionistic medicine, believes that your body is a bag of biochemicals waiting to break, and when it does break, it's not the doctor's job to fix it, it's the doctor's job to manage it, and that's exactly what they do. And don't believe me? Is your heartburn cured? No, it's managed. How about your blood pressure? Is that cured? No, it's managed. Arthritis? Managed. Migraine headaches? Managed. Nothing is cured. Not because the MDs are sadistic, it's because they're trained in a methodology which does not concern itself with the cure. Now let me guess, who's that good for? Well, maybe the people that make the medicines that manage the conditions. Ever think that one through? Here's another thing that we don't talk about. Genetics. You've been told all about the BRCA gene, right? Angelina Jolie was told about the BRCA gene, and she got both breasts hacked off prophylactically so she wouldn't get breast cancer because she had the BRCA gene. Well, guess what? The BRCA gene is not a gene. The BRCA gene is a mutation of a gene. The gene that was mutated into the BRCA in its healthy state, guess what it does? It keeps the genetic material in breast tissue healthy. It repairs genetic defects. That's the job of the BRCA gene in a healthy state. When the mechanism in the body that repairs broken genetic stuff becomes damaged, well, that's a double whammy. The medical doctors never talk about that. They never talk about, well, what caused the gene to go south in the first place? They never talk about that. You have it. Got to get your breasts hacked off preventively. Well, it's better than getting cancer, but wouldn't it be better to figure out what caused the BRCA gene to go south in the first place? I think it would. This is the field of epigenetics, and my colleague, mentor, and friend, Dr. Joel Wallach, the founder of Youngevity, is considered the father of epigenetics because of the work that he did in the 80s uncovering the nutritional stress underlying the genesis of cystic fibrosis. Interestingly, that research was blackballed. Dr. Wallach brought to Yerkes Primate Research Center, where he was working, research that directly showed if you were deficient in the trace mineral selenium, then your chances of getting cystic fibrosis were baked into the genetic cake. Dr. Wallach could turn it on and off in rhesus monkey babies. Cystic fibrosis, yes or no, by giving or withholding selenium, the trace mineral selenium, to the pregnant mother monkeys. When Yerkes saw this research, they looked at Dr. Wallach and said, "Thank you very much, but you're fired." Now remember, this was in the 80s. The term epigenetic is now just being coined. This was too far advanced for these people to wrap their brains around, but aren't they supposed to be scientists? Aren't they supposed to objectively and open-mindedly review the data before coming to conclusions? That's what they're supposed to do, but that's what scientists rarely do. Which led the discoverer of quantum physics, Max Planck, probably the second smartest person in the human race, to say science progresses one funeral at a time, because scientists are anything but open-minded. Scientists lean on what they were taught. And when new information, which is academically sound, contradicts what they were taught, they reject it out of hand. So, for 30 years, this information about the genesis of cystic fibrosis lay in the dustbin. Thank you very much, pharmaceutical industry. Thank you very much, MD-directed medical treatments. Thank you very much. And here's another little piece of this pie. Remember, it's all about medical nutrition, right? Our fundamental position. The body needs nutrients in order to work the way that nature intended it to. 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 essential fatty acids. These are the raw materials that need to go down the tank every day just for the body to work the way that nature intended it to. But the nutrients that we need are not in the food. Some of them are, but they're not all there. So this is how much nutrition we need. This is how much we've got. And then the stress of life wears away at our reserves, and then something breaks. We go to a medical doctor because that's the only thing that we know. The medical doctor gives us a man-made pharmaceutical drug sold to you at a profit. And the intention of that drug is not to cure the problem, it's to manage the symptoms. How does the drug work? It upregulates your metabolism. What's your metabolism made out of? Vitamins, minerals, amino acids, essential fatty acids. So the longer that you're on a drug, the more deficient in nutrients you become. Nutrient deficiencies are what caused the illness to be there in the first place. This is why the drugs stop working. Because the raw materials in your body that they were upregulating, the body ran out of. So they need to add another drug or switch it out. Do off-label shenanigans, whatever. And then you get worse and worse, and then you die. And then your relatives are so grief-stricken that they organize a 5K run on your behalf to do research, and they give that money to the same people that killed you, the same people that failed you. Medical nutrition is the undiscovered country that you need to walk around inside of, that you need to become familiar with immediately. Give your body the stuff that it needs to work the way that nature and God intended it to every day. Swallow the 90 essential nutrients in absorbable recipes appropriate for body weight every day. This is the first thing to do. Give your body the selenium it needs. Give your body the vitamin A, B, C, D, E that it needs. Give your body the calcium and magnesium and zinc and all 90 essential nutrients. This is a game changer, ladies and gentlemen. Want to gain access to the world's best nutritional supplements in this doctor's opinion? Visit eiffelhealth.com. That's Eiffel like the tower in France. eiffelhealth.com. Educate yourself about the simple steps you can take to nutrify your body. At Glidden.healthcare, become a Dr. Glidden advocate. Educate yourself. My people suffer for lack of knowledge. Well, guess what? There's a new sheriff in town. His name is Dr. Glidden. And that's right, I'm your Huckleberry. In helping people to educate themselves and actually get into the game of healing, well, that's just my game. Thanks for your time. I'll see you around campus.